Hello my friends, what a blessing to spend time with you in devotions. I'm so excited this morning because I've got good news for you. Good news is good news. Now, when I say to you that when you do this and this and live so perfectly, and then God will bless you, that is not really good news, because that puts all the performance on you to deserve God's favor and blessing. But you know what? The Bible so clearly speaks about the fact that righteousness comes on those who believe without works. And I want to read to you today out of Romans 4, and I'm going to read here in verse 6. It's talking about where David quotes out of Psalm 32, and he says, even as David also describes the blessedness of the man unto whom God imputes righteousness without works, saying, blessed are they whose iniquities are forgiven. Listen to that. It says that God has forgiven all your iniquities. Blessed are you who have received Jesus as Savior. The blessedness of Abraham is counted upon you. The righteousness of God is counted upon you without works. You are blessed and you are forgiven. Then it says, and whose sins are covered. So that talking about iniquities that you've done in the past. And then he's talking about sins that is covered right now. And then more good news. Blessed is the man or the woman to whom the Lord will not impute sin. Do you see, this covers the whole timeline of your sin. It talks about the sin that's in the past, the sins that are covered today, and the sins that are still coming. It says here, unto whom the Lord will not impute sin. It means when you are going to do something, God's not going to put it on your account. This is too good to be true. I was talking to a man today, and I spoke to him about this verse, and he said, this is too good to be true. You mean all the things I'm still going to do is not going to go into my account? I said, no, it's not. He said, well, that just can't be. And he said, then it means I'm going to go sin. I said, no, when you realize this, it'll break the power of sin in your life. You'll become so thankful to God, and you'll start living in such a freedom that the power of sin will be broken. The word gospel literally means good news, and if you translate it directly, it actually means news that is almost too good to be true. So it's almost too good to be true that God will not put the sins that I'm still going to go do on my account. But that's the gospel. It makes you so thankful for the redeeming work that Christ has done, for the finished work of the cross, that when you enter into that finished work, then you are free from that feeling of condemnation, guilt and shame, because it's that condemnation, guilt and shame that drives you back to sin. So the power of the gospel lies in the fact that God has completely cleaned your account, and that brings to you the power of God through righteousness to show you that you are not a sinner anymore, but a righteous man. And a righteous man doesn't sin because he doesn't want to, not because the law says he can't, because he doesn't want to anymore. This is the life that God has for you, a life of freedom, a life of no condemnation, a life where you live in a sense of well-being before God, at peace with God, and that brings to you the power to live right. I want to bless you with that, and I want to tell you today, live free from condemnation, guilt and shame, because that is the life that God has bought for you. You are highly favored and deeply loved of God.